The business process outsourcing industry, BPOs in Jamaica, is a major and growing industry, but they serve mostly businesses in the United States, which is now officially under recession. So what is the future of this industry for Jamaica given the global realities? I'm Kalila Reynolds, and it's time for another episode of Money Moves JA, brought to you in partnership with EXIM Bank's Business Advisory Service, giving you the tools to grow your business. Our guest today is Senator the Honourable Aubyn Hill. He's the Minister of Industry, Investment and Commerce. So we're talking BPOs and recession in this episode. Welcome, Minister Hill.
Always a pleasure to be here. Good to see you again, Kalila.
Yes, great to see you in person as well.
Yes, that's right.
So the government has an ambitious plan to have 300,000 jobs in the BPO sector by 2030. But here comes this U.S. recession. How are you anticipating that this is going to impact the entire industry, especially for Jamaica?
You know, it's amazing. The good news for the economy in the pandemic really came from the BPO sector. Tourism, of course, is now back to about where it was in 2019, but there was a significant dip when, you had people coming in, then they have to take tests and they can't get in. We worked with the BPO Association and the practitioners, Ministry of Industry and Investment and Commerce. I was then actually at MEGJEC, and the BPO sector was in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation. It moved over to this ministry when I moved. So during that time, we worked with the Ministry of Finance, and we still do, to get a work-at-home protocol in place where their laptops and so on, which attract duty and clearly benefits to the government's treasury, had to be considered. An arrangement was put in place. It was renewed, extended. But because of that, we had a drop in early 2020 when the thing broke out. And then it continued. We had about 43,000 employees at the end of 2019. We're now about 54, maybe 55,000 employees. So we have kept growing through the pandemic, and we expect to continue to grow. We opened the informatics center the Prime Minister did about 4 or 6 weeks ago. And I was amazed to find how many people see this job opportunity as a career. It's not just it's not just a placeholder anymore. And people were saying it's a sweatshop. Well, I went out there, and after the Prime Minister left, of course, the official party left, I stayed and I talked to some of the practitioners. You have people there who are there for 7 years, 8 years, 10 years, and they have senior jobs. JetBlue has its center of excellence at the Informatics Center in Portmore. And other airlines are coming in. So I walked out to the car park, and I didn't see any Lada out there. I didn't see any Probox out there. I see really good branded cars like you and rich people like you drive, Kalila. They said that they're very happy. A vice president may have been a senior vice president from Jampo who left to go and run off the business out there.
Nice.
And so you see people are seeing it as a serious career. Many left the private sector, other private sector to go there. So that job machine is still rolling, and we expect that we continue to roll because at the Summit of the Americas, the Biden administration, President Biden himself and Vice President Kamala Harris make it very clear that nearshoring in what they're now seeing as their front yard is vitally important, and we're smack dab in the middle of it.
So you're not anticipating any fallout from the recession, given that the companies that the BPOs based in Jamaica work for are primarily in the U.S.?
In fact, I expect greater increase of work.
How so?
Because remember now, people are finding it hard to find workers in the United States. Remember, you see job opportunities opening, and because of nearshoring and because we're on the same timeline, not in the Philippines or some other place in Asia, and those long supply chains are seen as risky and unattractive. Jamaica is being seen as very attractive. We speak English, a lot of English-speaking people they can train, and the idea of having people working far away from you is no longer attractive after Ukraine and the pandemic. So we are, in fact, one of the better things that has come out of the pandemic is that nearshoring and Jamaica's nearshore activities is now seen as a real attractive investment destination for BPO practitioners.
Right, but when the U.S. economy dips or contracts, we would expect that those clients that the BPOs have might be impacted. You mentioned the airline industry earlier. There's likely to be fewer flights coming into Jamaica, for example, because of a recession. People are traveling less. So I'm surprised that you're not expecting any fallout.
Interestingly, the airlines this week have cut flights. It's the Independence Day weekend. Why? They don't have workers. So some of that might work, but then it just means whatever back office work that they have to do, and we have it, we're going to probably get a lot more of it because they can't even find workers to fly the planes. But they're going to find workers in the end. If the pandemic holds, people are so tied up about traveling, they want to get out. And they really don't want to go far. They might have gone to Europe. Some still go to Europe, but it's, they have a war over there, and Asia is far away. If anything happens, you can get from Jamaica back to the US quite easily, and that has been a big plus for us.
So you see this as an opportunity, clearly.
This is a real opportunity for us. Maybe not for others in other parts of the world, but for us in Jamaica, it's a good opportunity.
So how do the BPO operators take advantage of the opportunity?
What they have been looking for is a very set work from home policy. They want it to be hybrid, no longer just you go to office.
Right.
But maybe we might start off, it's being discussed.
Right, because there was an expiration date on that policy, right?
And it has been extended. And now there's a working group coming out of the Ministry of Finance to look at how we make this a more permanent arrangement so that we have a hybrid, maybe 70% will be in the office, 30% from home, so that you have some flexibility to make it attractive, because the people who are doing BPO have attractive alternatives for working at home in other countries. If we don't get there, that's a very good way to lose our business.
So what structure has been put in place to support this? At this point, you said they're just looking at it. Is it likely to pass?
We've had a structure because we've had it extended 2 or 3 times already. What we need is something permanent so that the BPO operators can plan. A 6-month extension doesn't allow business people to plan into the future. A policy that says we're going to have a hybrid arrangement, whatever that is, then they can plan and use it for their plans.
So you said in terms of the employment numbers, we're at 54,000 now? 54, and you want to get to 300,000 by 2030, which is only 8 years away. So, that's aggressive.
But in 2017, 2015, we probably had 17,000 people. Now we're 55,000. And given the infrastructure that we keep putting in, we're going to put in better broadband arrangements, more people will come. And the force of what has happened with the pandemic is making nearshoring a real attractive alternative for people who normally go farther afield from the US.
Well, I wish you much success with that endeavor, because we do want jobs for our people.
We do need those jobs.
Thank you very much, Minister.
Thank you so much. You're welcome.
Here's a recap of Minister Hill's key points. Minister Hill said that the current U.S. recession presents even greater opportunities for BPO workers in Jamaica. The BPO sector now employs some 55,000 people, up from 43,000 people at the end of 2019. Jamaica is being seen as an attractive nearshoring investment opportunity for BPO practitioners from first world countries like America. Nearshoring is the practice of transferring a business operation to a nearby country. Better broadband arrangements are being put in place to facilitate BPO workers that work from home.
That's it for this episode of Money Moves JA, brought to you in partnership with EXIM Bank's Business Advisory Service, giving you the tools to grow your business. Visit their website at eximbankja.com. I'm Kalila Reynolds. Until next time.